Welcome once again to today's topic on everyday tips. Consider subscribing if you're new to this channel because we share everyday tips to help you improve everyday life. Today's episode is a follow-up to our previous episode on sexual obsession. Let's get started. Thinking about sex all the time is something I wouldn't recommend for you. You may have already read some tips on this topic, but as we've already mentioned in the previous video, you should be aware that no solution works by magic. Your first step toward overcoming the burden of thinking about sex is to recognize that you're tired of it, and you want to begin the process of overcoming it. But first, permit me to say this. Addiction is not running in your blood. Neither is it genetic. Quitting an addiction can be difficult, but it can also be very easy. Imagine a person who enjoys viewing nudes or porn and finds himself in a location with no internet access and electricity. Be honest with yourself and recognize that you're addicted to something because you want to do it as it gives you pleasure. In my opinion, a lot of people rather use the word addiction as an excuse to continue doing something that they shouldn't do. Becoming an overcomer necessitates blocking access to materials relating to sex, such as videos, pictures, or writing. You should cease from watching pornography. Some TV shows, blog posts, and advertisements contain sex-related content. Some PG-13 movies even have what it takes to make you think about sex. Make use of some website filters. They assist by blocking sex content that some websites may wish to display to you. I don't want to bore viewers, but I'm trying to emphasize that you should try to limit the number of times you view such content, whether intentionally or accidentally. However, it's not possible to completely avoid seeing them. Most people think about sex as a result of a physical encounter or something they've seen on television. These images, which could be anything from music, actions, etc., comes back to mind, and they entertain these thoughts because they provide them with some pleasure. You must be completely honest with yourself. In most cases, you're fully aware when the thought arises, but you entertain it for your pleasure. This is why, to overcome the burden of thinking about sex, you must first be honest with yourself and know why you want to take these painstaking steps. Here are 2 tips to help you overcome. Tip number 1, the vocal tip. This is intended to assist you in remaining conscious at all times. When sex-related thought comes to mind, you should say a word or sentence. The word could be stop, to see ver, leave me alone, or anything else that condemns. The word should be spoken out but not loudly enough for others to hear. This is to help you in remaining conscious at all times. Think about sex-related thoughts as a lethal dose given to you, as a gift. It will take some time to master this and be fully conscious. Such thoughts can enter your mind unconsciously, and you may think about it for a few seconds before realizing what you're doing. However, the continued practice of saying stop will increase your level of consciousness, thereby reducing the seconds to 0. Tip number 2, the get busy tip. I don't know if you have noticed this, but you are less likely to think about sex when you're busy. When you're idle and not occupied, you're more likely to think about sex. It becomes a source of entertainment. You should perform an activity instead of remaining idle. Do something profitable, not just anything. It could be a task, reading, exercise, or anything else that will add value to your life. This tip does not rob you of your rest time. You should sleep when you have to. Spending some minutes or hours thinking about sex is not a hallmark of a successful person. In addition to helping you overcome, this tip will also help you in terms of personal mastery and financial success. You can also read more about its impacts to encourage you to overcome. We hope these tips help you. If you've learned something new today, don't forget to show appreciation by liking the video. Consider subscribing for more educative content like this. Your subscription also encourages us to make more videos. Until next time, it's bye-bye.